The Thunder beat the Knicks 129-120. The explosive duo of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Jalen Williams combined for 72 points. Shai
So now,
Gilgeous
now
had
you want to talk
36,
about
8,
the
7.
Knicks, man. When we lose some, now y'all want to talk about the goddamn Knicks, man. The fuck? Let me put my goddamn. Let y'all niggas know how. Now you want to talk about the goddamn Knicks when we lose, man. Win, lose, or draw. You know how I'm fucking coming, bro. Pause.
7, Jalen Williams. I think everybody names Williams in the state of Oklahoma play for the Thunder.
Because, your best player, Shai, he has it, right? He understands the game. He's dominating the game right now. He, for the last 3, 4, 5 years, he's been showing that he is a superstar.
Yes. Yeah. I love Shai. He has a tremendous pull step back. He can get to the rack. He can finish with either hand. He's a little bit more explosive because you think he's going to lay it up and will flush it on you. He got a nice little 3 game. That's not in his arsenal, but he can get hot and hit the 3. As you mentioned, Williams, I saw him against the Lakers a couple of days ago. Even though the Lakers won, he can stroke it from 3. He can really shoot the ball from outside. Because how do you think the Clippers, and we're going to continue on with this, but how do you think the Clippers would look with Shai Gilgeous and Kawhi? Would they be better than?
See,
that would be fire.
Now you see why, you question that upper management. Like, what didn't you see? When did you see? I guess they were trying to win right now, and it was more of a package deal for Kawhi
wanted
to get.
Yeah, because I heard Doc was talking.
Ain't that something?
He tried to explain it. He's like, you need to give.
They try to win right now and then end up losing to the team you traded for, and they win a championship before you. Imagine that. What if that ends up happening?
He's like, why he's really
what a fail, right?
And he said, well, if you don't get me PG, I'm gonna go to the team across the hallway, and they could ill afford to have that because that'd have been a death sentence for the Clippers. You cannot have LeBron, AD, and Kawhi across the hall,
that's crazy.
And then all you have is what you've got. So I understand they had to make the move, and they gave up a king's ransom to get PG. But when you look at it, and you look at it player for player right now, Shai Gilgeous is a better player than PG, and he has been for the last couple of years.
Shai, to be honest, he might be a better player than both of them.
You might be right.
He might be right. He's
hold on. Shai's nice. MVP caliber, he's nice. But I still feel like we gotta give it some time before we say he's better than Kawhi and PG. They've been dealing with injury issues. I think that's the biggest reason why. But I'm not giving that to them. I'm not giving that to Shai just yet. Now, if you were to rank them, yeah. But when it comes to the playoffs, we still haven't seen what Shai can do in the playoffs. So it's just too premature for us to say that, especially if you haven't seen him in the postseason, in my opinion. All right.
I won't fight you. I won't debate you about it. That's what you're damn sure.
I'm one of those too. You know what I mean? It can go either way at this point. But he's steady. He's humble. Shai, to be honest, he might be a better player than both of them.
You might be right.
He might be right. He's steady.
I won't fight you. I won't debate you about it. That's what you're
okay. Fair enough.
I'm one of those.
They're not really sticking to their guns on that. But goddamn, why is Shai look like he got a hell of teeth, bro?
You know what I mean? Clippers is going to always kick themselves, in the butt when they look back at some of the trades they made versus what they have now. But just like anything, you're always trying to move pieces to get better pieces when you don't know that what's fool's gold and what's real gold. What's that gem? What's that gem hiding in the hay? One of those, and he was one of those type of players.
You look at the Knicks. RJ Barrett gave him 14. Julius Randle gave him 25. DiVincenzo gave him 17. Jalen Brunson was 24. Quickly was 22. But they let the Thunder shoot a very high percentage. And Thibodeau team is normally known for defense, but it seemingly the Thunder were able to get whatever they wanted. Now I didn't
know everything about the Knicks. I didn't know everything about the Knicks when we have a tough night when we lose. But where was y'all at when we beat the Bucks just the other night? What was y'all at? Why ain't y'all talk about them then? What was y'all at when we beat the Heat? Man, we got the toughest schedule in the league, no doubt about it. Had the most back-to-back so far. Played the most teams with a over 500 record, and we still 4 games over 500. We doing just fucking fine. Doing better than the goddamn Lakers. in-season champs.
I understand you got Josh Hart, and I understand R.J. Barrett and DiVincenzo, but ain't nobody stopping Shai from getting where he wants to go. He's gonna get his shot because you
Fair
try
enough.
to beat him to the.
Then again, who's really stopping Shai right now? Let's be real. Who's really stopping him right now? He's good.
Either way, left-handed or right-handed, in the cup. So
talk about no Patrick Beverly, nobody like that. Maybe Marcus Smart. He probably not gonna stop him, but he that caliber, a dude, Drew Holiday. This is a handful of guys, really.
They're gonna shoot it like this. If they're gonna shoot the ball like this, they got Chet, as I said, Chet's gonna challenge everything. You got Lou Dort, who's a quality defender, who can get hot and shoot the ball from three. And they got guys that can shoot the ball from three. I mean, when you look at this team, Jalen Williams can shoot it from three. Kendrick, he's more of a down low player, but he can get hot. Jalen Williams, well, Jalen and Jylin. Like I said, everybody named Williams in Oklahoma plays for the Thunder. But they got a nice young basketball team. Josh Giddey, he's not having the season because he normally by now probably have 2 or 3 triple doubles.
Yeah.
But
I think with him, besides the off the court, situation that's looming around him, I think with Chet there,
Josh Giddey would be really good if but his range is only 14 to 17 feet, or 14 to 17. I fucked up the joke. Fucked up the joke. I read that on Reddit the other day. Oh my god, it took me a sec, but that shit had me rolling. Like his range is only 14 to 17. Yo,
it takes the ball out of his hand more, right? And with Shai being more dominant, you don't need Giddey. Giddey is a movable piece at this point. You don't need him. His upside has dropped very, very drastically. The Knicks squad, I'm never going to be impressed with them. It reminds me, you like Thibodeau. You have 2 guys that's playing 30+ minutes, scoring 4 and 2. 4 and 4. Like, what is the point of them being on the court when someone's averaging 20, 30 points?
Josh Hart played 34 minutes and he gave you 4 points.
Who are you talking about?
Yeah, that's wasted minutes. Wasted minutes. You have Isaiah. Was it Isaiah
Hartenstein? But he's the center because the big guy went out. I mean, because they're already an undersized team. If you look at them, Hartenstein now is their largest player. So, I mean, you got to play a big because you got Julius Randle. Obviously Randle's got to play. R.J. Barrett, they're decent size. But when
Josh
you look
Hart,
at it, I mean, they're not a big team. Man. That's why I don't think they can do anything in the East because everybody else is ginormous.
R.J. had a tough night, but so did Josh Hart. So did a few others, man. And we look at 3-pointers. Brunson 1 of 5, Randall 1 of 4, RJ 1 of 7, but he getting left open out there. But then again, that night nobody else really was shooting like that except Quickly and Grimes, who both should have gotten more minutes. Fuck.
You look at Boston has great side with Porzingis, JT and JB. They have great size with them. We know Milwaukee has trees with Giannis and Bobby Portis and Brook Lopez and Joel Embiid. They got big guys that can back you down, and I don't know who can actually in a 7-game series for the Knicks. I know they can win 1 game because Jalen Brunson can get hot and give you 50.
Fair enough.
We've seen Julius Randle. He can get hot and he give you 30 and he can give you 30, 40, and 15.
Hey, I feel the same way, but the Bucks, I picked them to be the champs. So everybody basically I'm basically saying everybody's gonna lose to them eventually in a 7-game series. So I did think the Knicks have a good chance to get the matchup wise because they got Quickly and Grimes who could defend Dame pretty well, be chest to chest with them above the 3-point line. Give them, the really good defenders. I think they could give them enough problems in the 7-game series where we can have a chance. And with Giannis, we got Julius Randle, who's one of the very, very guys in the league who's quick enough and also at the same time strong enough to be able to keep Giannis from driving to the paint at will every single play, he's still going to get his points. He still might drop 30, 35, but he's going to make it the most difficult out of most people in the league with Randall and with Mitchell Robinson defending the rim right behind him. So those three things, those four players are the biggest reason I thought we had the best chance against them. I still would pick the Bucks in the 7-game series if I'm thinking logically. If I'm thinking with my heart, I'm going with New York all the way. God damn it. Realistically, I think our best chance at a title might be sometime next year, because that's when I think either we're going to trade for a good enough piece to contend, or somebody on this team is going to develop into a good enough piece for us to contend, with that being either RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly, or God willing, somebody else. I don't know who. But if that's not the case, if RJ or Quickly don't develop into that person, then we could trade for that guy. We have enough pieces at that time. And time is going to be up for us to make that type of move, no matter if you're the most patient person. So that's how I feel about it.
But in to win 4 games against Milwaukee or Boston or Philly, I don't believe they can do it. Do you think
Milwaukee, Boston, or Philly? Yeah, it's going to be tough. I ain't going to lie.
They can win a series against one of those 3 teams.
Milwaukee, Boston, or Philly. Especially without Mitchell Robinson now, that's going to be tough. I don't know. That's going to be tough.
No, not those teams. The only team they can beat, and I said it last year, the only team y'all can beat here is playing against Cavs, right. And that's who they got. It's really hard to win with that lineup. I mean, your best, most dominant player is small. Becky Hammond said it right. They don't have a one.
I disagree. I disagree with that. And let me tell you why. Because in general, I do agree with that Becky Hammond, assessment that your main guy can't be too small. I do agree in general, but there's always an exception to every rule. And I think Jalen Brunson is that guy. I think he's that exception. And Tom Thibodeau said it the best, that he doesn't look the part, but he is the part. And when they first signed him, I had my doubts about him. I was actually pretty upset. Not upset, but I was just somewhat upset, you could say. But man, he is him. After seeing a season and a half of him, even before that, I walked into a guy at a bar randomly in New York City one time. He said he actually went to Villanova, and he was like, "Yo, Brunson, he's just a winner. He won in high school, he won in college." And after I heard that, I was like, you know what? I feel better about this signing, which is very random that some guy at a bar, a stranger at a bar, conversation made me feel that way, more secure about the signing. But it's the truth, and it's been the truth since.
1A player, they don't. Brunson is a great second player or third, or coming off the bench as that it guy, right?
It's hard for small guys to win a title, Gil. I mean, you look at the history of the game as lead dogs. It's been Steph Curry and it's been Isaiah Thomas. Don't take anything away from AI. Chuck was outstanding, and he put up big numbers, led the league in scoring. Obviously, we know what he is. He was a historic player. But to win a championship, man, like I said, you got to be Steph Curry, who we know is transcendent, and Isaiah. Those are only. I'm talking when I say small, and I guess Steph Curry. What'd you say, Steph?
I don't agree.
6'2.5".
I think you got to build a better team around them. As long as you could be a decent defender, at least show effort on defense. You ain't got to be the best defender. You got to just show effort on defense, which Brunson does. Offensively, he can score with the best of them anywhere on the floor. He has damn near historic efficiency within for a guy his size in the paint, within 1 to 3 feet, or 4 to 6 feet, wherever in the paint. He's that guy, man. That's why another reason why I like him so much, because that's the most efficient shot, and he's the most efficient at getting that shot at his size, which is crazy. How are you that size and you're leading the league in efficiency and competing with guys like Jokic within a few feet from the basket? That's insane.
6'3.5".
Isaiah 6'1". But when you start talking about is Brunson 6 foot?
With shoes on, he's 6'2". He made it.
So when we talk about small, now we know the big guards. We know Magic, and we know Jordan, guys of that. But man, for them little guards, man, you're asking an awful lot.
It's an awful lot, because if that's your best player, and it's not like he's athletic or like he's long, right? You know, where he can make up some of the height. Yeah. But he's small, stubby, compact, right? You know, it's like he's not a Chauncey Billups, but if you put him with like LeBron, great.
Hey, I disagree. I think I was thinking about this the other day. I think the perfect comparison for him from past players would be Chauncey Billups, Andre Miller, and Tony Parker. That's who I think Brunson is, like a mix between those three guys or two of those guys, just very similar to those guys. Specifically Andre Miller too, because he just had that footwork. Andre Miller, man, if you're unathletic, or even if you are athletic, those are the best people to learn from. Is people in the league who aren't athletic. It's like, how did you get to this point? You had to do something that's skillful. Like you had to, and they did something that not only that's skillful, but something that's easy to learn, something that's easy to replicate. So if I was a young player myself, I would try to learn moves from those people who aren't that athletic and made it to the highest level.
But that's just the case. When you're small, like Iverson, you got to average 32, 33, 24. I can get that from any guard. I can get 24 from any guard. But what he does bring is he brings leadership.
Fair enough.
And knowing how to get a great bucket in the last 5 minutes of the game.
Sensation with that.
There we go. And that's what you need to win a championship.
OKC wins.
I fuck with Brunson. I think he's the exception to that too small rule. I think we could do it with him. We just got to surround the team with other pieces. Who those other pieces are. Well, right now, this team isn't really built around anybody, because, Julius Randle becoming an all-star kind of came out of nowhere somewhat, especially with us after his first season. And after that, he had some more struggles again. And then RJ Barrett started to, come out his shell, started averaging 20 plus points. And then, we signed Brunson. So it's like before last year, we didn't know whose team it was going to be in the long term. But Randall was on the trade block every other second. We got to, after this season, if it don't go as well as we think it will, if RJ doesn't turn into that person or whatever the case may be, we're going to have to build this team around somebody. And I think Brunson is that guy for now. So you might need some 3-and-D guys to pair up with him, another ball handler. Quickly, we got to find a way to keep Quickly. He's the perfect guy to keep along. You got that continuity, you got that defense, you got that 3-point threat, you got that ball handler, backup point guard. He could also play the 2, got a good combo guard. I think he should start. And I think we should start him at the 2 and get another ball handler off the bench, another experienced type of point guard. Maybe like even a Chris Paul would be good. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Keep Quickly. Look, after last night's game, I'm not gonna lie, I'm the biggest RJ Barrett fan, but we might need to let him go, man. Let me keep that on the low. We keep his trade value good. Yeah, don't tell nobody, but we might make that move, man. I love RJ, I do, but man, yeah, that's how I feel about it. That's what I think we could do.
Breaking news in the NBA, where the Toronto Raptors are finalizing a trade to send OG Anunoby to the Knicks. That's according to an ESPN report, with Toronto getting RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickly in return. As an elite defender,
oh my God,
Anunoby is averaging 15 points a game this season. Meanwhile, Barrett averaging 18, but shooting only 33 from 3-point range.
Oh, happy day. That's it for now. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me get to my next 1,000 subscribers ASAP. Trying to get to 100,000 subscribers in the year of 2024. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in, and check me out next time.